Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true.
What? Oh, we're not doing that? Oh. Hello, Champagne Dreamers and Golden Girl fans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I don't know how you found me, but stick around. Hit that subscribe button down below. Become part of the family. We have a good time here. My name is Janessa, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for this video, I am super excited to geek out about Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones. This is part 3 of my series within a series all about Golden Girl. This is an obscure, underappreciated action figure line from the 1980s that I absolutely loved. I will make sure that parts 1 and 2 are linked so you can check them out, but part 3, we're going to talk about some of the Golden Girls environment. And if you want to know more about what I'm talking about and what kind of products we're going to discuss, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. That's right, we have already covered, in part 1, we talked about the full doll line, all 11 of the figures in the Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones line, all 9 female figures and the 2 male figures who are not winning any beauty contests. In part 2, we talked about the fashion line. So there were 3 different fashion lines. There was an evening line, there was sort of a lesbian camping line, and then there was a festival shiny metallic sort of line. So in the 2 previous videos, we've really kind of talked about most of the toy line. We talked about what was available for the basic play line, but there was lots of other ancillary merch type products that were also produced. So I wanted to show off some of what's in my collection and also show you some photos that I have found across the internet of other products. Golden Girl didn't last very long. It was produced by Galoob from 1985 to 1986 and only lasted about a year. But you can find lots of merch products. You can find lots of little things like costumes, body care, activity books, things like that. So I'm going to show you what I have in my collection, and then I'm going to go and show you pictures that I have found of other products that were also produced. In the last video, I showed you a couple of carrying cases. This is the large deluxe version that's got 2 layers deep, and this is the smaller single layer case. Now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They took the same concept and they created this overnight case. So there's no dividers, there's nothing in here. It's just a little suitcase that's got some beautiful Golden Girl art. A world of travel possibilities.
Where the last people standing, still dancing when the lights come on. The music is fading, but this is our favorite part. I used to feel like an outcast, but I think I'm alright after all, 'cause you make me feel like...
There was also this adorable little lunchbox by Thermos, and there is a thermos inside. We'll go ahead and open it up, but you can see it's got the main characters from Golden Girl. It's got Golden Girl, Ruby, Sapphire, Onyx, and Jade in a very heroic pose. And here is our little thermos that's got Golden Girl riding on Olympia, and it even has the original paper that came with it. Flip and sip top. So this will tell you all about your Thermos brand products from the 80s. And I was very excited to find this. Now, we don't talk about money a lot on this channel, I'll spend my money how I want, you spend yours how you want. I was very excited to find a good deal on this because there was somebody on eBay that had this same set without the little paper in slightly worse condition that's been trying to flog that shit for like $150. And I found this lovely mint condition Thermos included for less than $50. So, bargain hunter.
'Cause you make me feel like I belong. You like me from me without all of the glitter. And you make me laugh just like a little kid. And all my insecurities just disappear when you're here with me. I've been a stranger to this feeling.
In my first video for this series, which is linked down below, but I'll include it right here for your convenience, I talked about the fact that one of the upcoming episodes of this series is going to be the Golden Girl lore. Well, there was no cartoon, so where am I getting this lore from? From story and activity books. There are 3 Find Your Fate Junior books. That's like a Choose Your Own Adventure, but without violating copyright and trademark. Golden Girl and the Crystal of Doom, Golden Girl and the Land of Dreams, and perhaps the hardest to track down, Golden Girl and the Vanishing Unicorn, written by Goosebumps and Fear Street author R.L. Stine.
Never felt so high. Won't even care if you and I come crashing down tonight. I'll let it hit me. It feels different whenever you're around. If I'm blue again tomorrow, that's alright. So damn happy now. When I'm at my darkest, you're always there to pick me up. I don't think that I'll tell you enough that I love you and how you light me up.
Now, from what I've been able to find in my own internet digging, in my own research, if you know of other ones, let me know down in the comments below. There was also a hardcover storybook that's aimed at slightly younger ages than the Find Your Fate books. And I've also seen what looked like a different hardcover book that was in German that somebody posted in the fan group. So there are a couple of other storybooks that are circulating out there. There's also, I think, a couple of books and tapes. I've seen the physical tape for one of them. The discussion that happened on that post mentioned that there were 2. I've only ever seen the tape for one, so if you know about any of these other storybooks, the books on tapes, the hardcover books, let me know down in the description box below so that I can keep researching and maybe add to my collection, and maybe we'll have an update in the future. Now, for coloring and activity books, there are 3 styles that I know of. This is Golden Girl, A Story to Color. And so this is just a typical coloring book that just tells a story throughout. There's no extra activities. If you remember in part 1, I mentioned Princess Solara. That's her right there. That's where I found out about Princess Solara. There will be more upcoming in the lore video. There is another story to color called Dragon Queen Casts a Spell. And then we have the Golden Girl coloring and activity book. So in addition to coloring pages, there are also pages that have little puzzles, little things related to the characters. So you get a little bit less lore, but for kids it was maybe a little bit more fun because there were some puzzles and activities that you could fill out. If you just wanted to color, you could get one of the coloring books.
And how you light me up. I used to feel like an outcast, but with you I know that I belong. Like it's us against the world. You like me from me without all of the glitter, and you make me laugh just like a little kid. And all my insecurities just disappear when you're here with me. I've been a stranger
And here is one of the puzzles. I think I've seen one other puzzle design. I'm also going to include some pictures throughout the video as well so you can see some close-ups and things. And I think I have seen another puzzle design, but this is the only one I was able to pick up at an affordable price out in the wild. So this is a fun one. This chariot race between Dragon Queen and Golden Girl is kind of a core part of the lore. It really is about how Golden Girl becomes one of the guardians of the gemstones as she beats Dragon Queen in a chariot race. And so this is depicted a lot. This is a different version of the painting, but it's basically the same design as what's on the suitcase. So this, where she's holding the whip, they're kind of going in opposite directions. The background is different, and if you look closely at the character, it is two separate pieces of art. This is obviously way before really powerful like Photoshop and things like that. So it is two different paintings, but they are of the same subject, and then they're just interpreted more than once.
So you need a little break, huh? Boy, say you need a little space, yeah.
So this is the Golden Girl game. This is an interesting sort of athletic competition style game. There's a great video that I'm going to go ahead and link to from, I forget the channel's name, it's like Family Game Night or Game Night In or something like that, where they actually played this game. And basically what it is it's their version of rock, paper, scissors. So basically you do these competitions and like sword beats shield, but axe beats sword or something. It's something like that where it's basically rock, paper, scissors. And you just do that over and over again trying to collect these little star tokens. And if you lose, sometimes your star tokens go to Dragon Queen, and you need to make sure that Dragon Queen doesn't win the competition. So it's kind of fun. It's a little bit repetitive. If you don't like rock, paper, scissors, you're probably not going to have a fun time. But I'll link that video so you can see an actual gameplay of this game. I thought it was kind of fun. It is a little bit repetitive. It's better for younger kids. I get tired of rock, paper, scissors pretty fast, but it is kind of a cute interpretation, and it's easy rules to learn. Sometimes you get these games, and they've got so many rules, so many different things that you're trying to do. This is very simple.
Is it 'cause you can't be faithful? Boy, hope she's cool, unlike you. You ain't ready for a girlfriend, no, 'cause you think I'll steal your weekends, no, so you make up shitty reasons for want it out. See, I'm not even mad, boy, but I'm confused. Shouldn't you be keeping me at 10 when you're 2? I can't help but feel sympathetic, I do. You think you're bad, boy, but I feel bad for you. Think you're bad, boy, think you're bad, boy, think you're bad, but I feel bad for you. I'm not even mad, I'm not even mad, I'm not mad, I'm not mad, I just feel bad for you. I was pretty when I met ya, now I'm prettier than ever, took a second to forget you, boy, only one. If you wanted to hurt me, well, you failed big time, 'cause I knew you would panic and run. I won't chase you, baby, I'm too good with.
And here we have the Colorforms set. I remember these from the 80s, and I'll try to include some pictures or maybe even some additional footage of this laid out flat so you can kind of see what it is. One thing that's interesting with that, we talked about with the dolls that this line had two different women of color who were represented in the line. Of course, we have Onyx, and then we had Moth Lady. What's interesting about some of the artwork in the books and the artwork that's in these Colorforms is that there's still that representation, but it switches character. With Moth Lady, her skin is much paler in this Colorform, but if you look at Vultura, she's actually the one depicted with that deeper, more caramel brown sort of skin tone. And she does appear this way in several different pieces in the merch line, so that may have to do with perhaps her character design was switched. Maybe they swapped what was happening with those characters later into production. So that might have been something where maybe she was intended to have the paler skin and she was supposed to be having the darker, more Southeast Asian kind of look to her. But eventually they did switch that around. So the Colorforms don't exactly match the toys that we have.
If you think that I'm crying, you're wrong. I'm not even mad, boy, but I'm confused. Shouldn't you be keeping me at 10 when you're 2? I can't help but feel sympathetic, I do. You think you're bad,
Now you may have noticed that the artwork on the Colorforms looked a little bit odd. That's because there's a piece of paper that's included that talks about the Colorforms coming alive under magic 3D glasses. So that's why the artwork has some slightly different coloration. But one thing I thought was interesting is that Onyx in her color form really appears very, very light-skinned. Now, she has her typical appearance on the box art, and it could be that they were making some changes. I don't know, maybe because her outfit is pink, they needed to change up her skin tone, but clearly they were able to do Vultura with a darker skin tone and still do the 3D effect, so I'm not sure why Onyx looks the way that she does. I don't know if these are color faded at all. Again, this just came to me through eBay. This is not something that I owned. I haven't seen one that's like mint out of the box or anything like that. So there's lots of different possibilities, but that's one thing that I did want to point out because I thought, oh, since we were talking about the two women of color, I'll also get a close-up on Onyx, and that's when I really looked at that color form and I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't look right here. Something doesn't look all white.
Someday I'm gonna be an acrobat. I'm gonna be in the Olympics. I'm gonna be Golden Girl. Golden Girl. And have flowing blonde hair, a magical shield and sword. Together with Ruby, Jade, and Onyx, we'll defeat Dragon Queen, Wild One, and Voltura.
Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones.
Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstone, each sold separately, new from Galoob.
So now we're going to get into things that I don't have, but I found pictures as I've been digging across these vast interwebs. I have found pictures of things. Some of them I've just found on the internet. I'm going to try to credit people as much as possible. But if you see an image here that you took or that you posted and I didn't note it, please let me know in the comments below. I've really tried to go back and source where I found all of these things, but anytime I found any random weird Golden Girl product, I've just been adding it to a folder. So if you know the source of something and maybe it's not even yours, you can let me know down in the comments below. The first thing I want to share is a group of art pieces, and this is not merch. This was not anything that was produced during Golden Girl's time, but this is actually produced by another Golden Girl fan, Simon Eckert, who is part of the Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones Facebook group. He's a very active poster and contributor, and he always has lots of great comments to include, lots of good discussion, and he does beautiful, beautiful digital artwork. So I'm going to include some of his artwork. I've asked him for permission, so I will go ahead and include that now.
Bad boy, think you're bad boy, think you're bad, but I feel bad for you. I'm not even mad, I'm not even mad, I'm not mad, I'm not mad, I just feel bad for you. Think you're bad boy, think you're bad boy, think you're bad, but I feel bad for you. I'm not even mad, I'm not even mad, I'm not mad, I'm not mad, I just feel bad for you.
One thing that I found that I haven't been able to find a lot of information on, maybe there'll be an update in a future video, I found some animation cells. I've mentioned before that Golden Girl didn't have a cartoon. That was probably one of the big reasons why it didn't really stand a chance against She-Ra. There are other reasons. I think the edginess of the toy line for the 80s might have played a part. I think there are other things that may have contributed, but that's one of the big ones. But there are some animation cells because there were a couple of animated commercials and a couple of promo videos. I found some footage on YouTube, but they're very brief. They're very quick promos that just give you some very basic little pieces of the lore. It's Golden Girl versus Dragon Queen. There's a chariot race. We get to see some of the other characters. It's not very extensive, but there are some animation cells that will sometimes show up on third-party websites.
I am Golden Girl, and only I can save Argonia. I will battle Dragon Queen and her evil army. Wild One, Vultura, Moth Lady, and Ogra. Fighting beside me are Sapphire, Ruby, Onyx, Jade, and Prince Krona. And no matter what dark magic Dragon Queen conjures, I will not surrender, because I am Golden Girl, Guardian of the Gemstone.
To be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my...
In terms of soft goods, I have found some Golden Girl slipper socks, so little socks that have the little treads for little kids so that you could run around in your slipper socks at home and you wouldn't have to worry about slipping on tile or wooden floors. You could have a little bit of grip to them. There are some slipper socks that I found. There were also a couple of Halloween costumes, or one Halloween costume. I think between the US and the EU markets, there might have been some slight differences. I'll share all of the pictures that I have of different variations on a costume. One looks like that typical 80s costume that comes in the little cardboard box that was a blow mold plastic mask with the elastic string around it, and then some sort of smock. But there was one that looks to maybe be European in origin that I found that is more like separate pieces, and so it's got like a headpiece rather than just the mask, and it looks like there may have been actually some sort of cloth outfit. I don't know if it was some sort of more detailed version of what the plastic smock would have been, but it doesn't seem to be a full. Obviously her costume is very revealing, so it would have been something printed onto another garment. The 80s were wild, but not quite that wild.
Shows up if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better.
I've also seen a picture of an accessory kit. So if you just wanted to play as Golden Girl, but maybe not have the outfit, maybe it wasn't for Halloween, there was something that had the bracers, it had a little tiara, it had, I think, a small version of her Chris sword, and a few other little bits and bobs. It doesn't seem to be a full costume, it seems to just be the accessory pack, but that does seem to be something else that was produced for people who wanted to play as Golden Girl.
You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. You can.
Now I did find a picture of a bag. I haven't picked it up. It's still on eBay. It's been on eBay for a while. As of this filming, it's still there because the person wants $250, which for a little tote bag is a little too pricey for my blood. But I would love to see it a little bit closer up because it is definitely a Golden Girl fabric. So it is a licensed fabric, but it's not really very clear from the listing if it was purchased as a tote bag, if some company produced this tote bag with this licensed fabric, or if it was maybe licensed fabric was purchased by a home crafter and maybe somebody made a Golden Girl bag, because I've only ever seen this bag in this one eBay listing. So I may go back and look at the listing if it's still there and take a closer look at the pictures just to see if I can see any sort of tag. If I do, I'll put an update here in the video, but it was a cool looking tote bag, but it wasn't a $250 tote bag. Michael Kors who, bitch?
Your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. You don't have to hide it, baby.
Beyond that, I've also seen some pictures and found a couple listings for a couple of tumblers, the kind of tumblers that you would maybe get at a restaurant, or you would just find them in the kitchen section. You know, they have kids' drinkware so that you don't have to use your good glass dishes with your kids. You can give them a fun character tumbler. So I don't know where they came from. I don't know of any fast food collaborations. Ooh, it's Janessa from the future. Hello, everyone. I thought I would pop in here because I'm showing you all those pictures of other items that I don't have in my possession. And one picture that you may have clocked was a little golden girl mug. Now, my unpaid research assistant, Angie, has been sending me lots of pictures. Lots and lots of pictures. So many pictures. So many pictures! But in her searches, she actually found that mug. And not only did she find it, there was a listing on Mercari for the mug in its original dish set, which included a plate, a bowl, and the mug. And you know what? She's a Mercari shopper. I have Venmo. I sent her some cash. I was like, make an offer. Whatever you do. I haven't tried Mercari. Lord knows the last thing I need is more places to spend money. But you know what? I was like, it wasn't too expensive. It was under $100. And I said, well, put in a lower offer. And she did. They didn't take that offer. But then I think they took a middle offer. I'll put all the numbers up on screen so you can see how the numbers worked out for what it was originally charging and what we actually paid for it. But I have the dish set in my possession. This is the dish set. Now the plate has kind of fallen down in there and this might be a little bit reflective, but we are actually going to take this out. I will probably store it in here, but there's very few things that I keep them in the box. Sometimes action figures, I will keep them in the packaging, especially if it's packaging that you can't open. Merch stuff like this, I want to take it out and I want to touch it and I want to feel it. So we are going to go ahead and take this out, but here is the box for this 3-piece set. And you can see there's a little child on the back who is enjoying her little sandwich from this plate. And here you can see on the side, we've got a 3-piece child set, melamine plate and bowl with thermoplastic mug, dishwasher safe, mug and upper rack for boys and girls of all ages. So let's go ahead and take this out and get some close-ups of this dish set. So here is the Golden Girl mug. And we get the full. So this is what we had found pictures of. We didn't know that this wasn't just a standalone mug until Angie found this listing. But there's also this adorable little bowl and this beautiful little melamine plate. Now, there's nothing in the artwork on any of these pieces that's that much different. If you've been paying attention to all the merch that we've shown in this video, there's a lot of specific scenes that they tend to go back to. So there's nothing that's really that wild. You know, like this is on one of the coloring books. A lot of the other things have shown up on other pieces, but it's still fun to have. It's still cool to see these pieces out of the box and in my hot little hands.
Put your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no gloves. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no gloves. You can do better.
Fraud! Fraud! Look at that! She's not even eating off the Golden Girl plate. None of these kids are eating off the Golden Girl set. My whole life is a lie. So that's the little dinner set. I hope you enjoyed. Now back to the video. I also found a little wristwatch, and I also found a little body care kit. I think I've seen a couple different pictures of body care kits. One was just a soap and one might have had a couple of pieces, like maybe a shampoo. That would be great for the overnight case. You're going on a little sleepover, you can bring your little body care kit. And so I think that's a really fun thing. There may be some other pictures. I've got them stored. Every time I see anything Golden Girl, like a crazy person, I immediately save it to wherever I'm at. I'll look and see if I have any other pictures. If I do, I'll include them in a montage now with any information that I have.
You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I've been working on myself. I really try my best to change, but sometimes even love
I'm gonna race them. Wow! I'm gonna be Golden Girl. Golden Girl. And I'll have a beautiful unicorn named Olympia with magic powers that will help me defeat the Dragon Queen in shadow any day or night. Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones.
Olympia and Chariot, Shadow and Chariot, each sold separately, batteries not included.
All right, that is the end of part 3. Golden Girl didn't last very long. It was only around for about a year, but there was so many companion products, so much merch. I was really surprised as I started digging and looking around and just looking at people's posts and searching old blogs and old internet archives, how much there really was that was produced. I think Galoob was really betting on this line. I think not only not having their own cartoon, but I think the She-Ra cartoon existing probably also was a double whammy on that side. Because I think it would have been a different environment if there was only the He-Man Masters of the Universe cartoon and then these different competing toy lines. So if they had launched She-Ra without a cartoon and Golden Girl without a cartoon, I think they would have filled that hole in the market for girls who wanted to play in that similar kind of universe. So then it would have been decided more on the quality of the lines themselves. But since She-Ra did get a cartoon, the writing was on the wall, and we are where we are, and so now we're just having to track down any information that we can find, any potential tidbits about what was to come. I love it. I love collecting Golden Girl. There's a lot of it available on the secondary market, and sometimes you can find really good deals, especially on the dolls and the outfits. And then going in and trying to find some of the other accessories, I've gotten some really good deals on the coloring books and on the puzzle and the Colorforms. So if you look around, if you're a savvy collector and you're navigating through these internet streets, I think you can find some great items to add to your Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones collection. That's the end of the video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. What would you like to see in upcoming videos? I've maybe got a surprise for you coming up in a future episode that I'm very excited about. We're definitely going to talk about lore, so there is still more to talk about. I love talking about Golden Girl. I love really exploring this toy line and all of the merchandise that was created around it. I hope that if you weren't already a fan, I hope that now by part 3, I've lured you into becoming one of us. Resistance is futile. So let me know in the comments below what you think and what you'd like to see in upcoming episodes of this series. While you're down there, don't forget that you can show your appreciation for the video by giving me that thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it, that you had a good time going down memory lane with me. And if you're like, oh God, she just won't stop talking about these damn dolls, what is wrong with her? Go ahead and give me that thumbs down. You know what? I don't mind at all. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit that bell icon. It's so important. It'll let you know every time I do an upload, so you never miss a video, especially the videos in this series. And you know what? I work really hard to try to have at least one video a week. I try, and sometimes, if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, stuff-tastic. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you, whether you are an old school Golden Girl fan or you are new to this whole crazy world. Welcome. Thanks for coming along on this journey, and until I see you again,
it's too bad we don't have a Lene over here.
Yeah.
Your sweater is very Golden Girls.
It is very Golden Girls. And I called her Princess Solaria.
Oh,
damn it.
You should just have a silence.
Oh, you have a retraction.
You're just quiet. Solaria.
I'll make a... yeah, just put it over. Or I'll do separate. I'll get a ukulele and do a Miranda Sings. Like, the toxic mispronunciation train. All you bitches want to correct me. Well, fuck off. All aboard! We've talked about what's available. Pretty girl. Pretty Golden Girl. Let's do the books next.
The books? Just the books, or do you want the coloring books? All the books?
All the books.
All the books.
There are 3, what are these called? Find Your Fate Junior. This Chariot Rice. So this is the Golden Girl game. I'm still back here, I promise.
Magic 3D glasses included.
So now we're getting it. She's dead now.
It's not like a dog. She's like our age.
I know.
Now.
That's the end of the video. Let me know down in the description box. Nope. As I gag on my wig. I just got a hair in my mouth and it went like...
Yeah, that went deep. Golden girl on a plate. You'll just be like, look, it's in the box. But not in the box, you know, in a box.
Merchandise task, though. Nope, I didn't even like that one enough to finish it.